firing mayors they don't like outside of law, banning free speech, banning assembly, banning founding any group without their permission. You can't have gardens. That's happening all over the country. I mean, this is freedom, pal, and this is good. This is great.
There's some local tyranny going on here in Orlando. I think you've covered it, where they have a city ordinance here to where you can't share food with homeless with greater groups of 25 or more within 2 miles of City Hall. And I've actually gone down there on several occasions to document this. And I keep asking the police, like, is there any law you won't enforce? So I've got police officers on record when I say, you know, if they say it's against the law to practice Christianity, will you arrest people? Yes, we will if it's a law. If it's against the law to own firearms, will you round people up? Hey, if it's the law, we'll do it. So it's very alarming. This blind.
Isn't Orlando the town? I've seen it in a bunch of towns where they arrest you en masse. You know, I mean, even if you hand a homeless person a sandwich, they'll have like 20 cops there arresting preachers and people and really getting off on it.
Yeah, they actually had a sting. They did a sting here where once they passed the ordinance, they had cops dress up as homeless people, and they did a head count. And it was legal to feed 24 and 25 homeless people, but they did a head count. And as soon as that 26th sandwich was given to the homeless person, they brought them in and started arresting people. And
well, good. I mean, I want to stop you right there. I've seen that video. This is good. I mean, you don't pack your kid a lunch in Chicago. You can't be. They actually said parents can't be trusted. You don't. We tell you what type of light bulb or toilet to have. We home inspect you without warrants. You're not allowed to have a garden in your yard. I mean, what type of sick freak are you, Joshua, to think that you, I mean, TSA sticking their hands in your pants. In your pants is freedom, man.
I think it keeps me safe. Like, you know, when I grew up in Kentucky, and all my family and friends had guns, and I thought that was safety until I moved to Florida, and I realized you're not safe until you have a bunch of guys with black ski masks and badges running around with Batman utility belts and fully automatic weapons on every street corner. That's real safety.
Well, real safety is where the government openly runs the narcotics and the hit teams, and the government hands out the guns to the gangs that they control to kill the rival gangs, and they get caught and nobody gets in trouble, but there's 25 cops to come after people handing out sandwiches to homeless people and telling them the gospel of Jesus Christ. You see, that is freedom, and you ought to kiss the ground at that police department. You should worship them. How dare you? How are you listening to us in Orlando?
Well, they have you on 8:10 a.m. They play your whole entire 3-hour segment Monday through Friday on 8:10 a.m. I usually just listen web-based. But, all right, well, thank that station. We're getting a lot of listeners from there and a lot of contacts. And I know they have us up against Lord Limbaugh, so it's important to spread the word about that fine station there. Thank you so much. All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with more evil. You may hear folks call in who think it's all right to give a homeless person a sandwich or pack their own child a lunch. Oh, yeah, we got sickos here. Or people that have tomato plants in a box on their front porch. You heard me right. The FCC may shut us down. That was some serious profanity right there. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship, body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Hi, this is Steve Shank and Babs Rosberg with eFoods Direct. Babs, you work a lot with shipping, and things are going absolutely nuts with this new Independence Month Patriot Pack that eFoods is giving away.
The way things are going, we're shipping thousands of these great little Patriot Packs out. Just an example, Sherry from Arkansas made a $1,300 order. We shipped her 5 free Patriot Packs, $750 more free food.
Folks are really surprised at what we're actually giving away. Now, folks, we've had 235 years of freedom in this country, so for every $235 worth of food ordered, we give away a $149 Patriot Pack free.
To order the best food on the planet, call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
A free 12-day supply Patriot Pack with every $235 worth of food ordered. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
We're going to be joined here in just a few minutes by Mark Crutcher, and he's a great researcher into eugenics and made the film Maafa 21, Black Genocide in the 21st Century America. And I thought I'd tie it into some of these eugenics books that we've been researching here, written by UN prize winners, Nobel Peace Prize winners, you name it, all posing as, quote, liberals. You need to understand what's going on and how it dovetails with this article today that is up on PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com. David Beckham reignites hypocrisy over overpopulation alarmist. Ultra-rich elitists lecture middle class on having less children, reduce living standards while living in opulence and procreating with gusto. All these eugenicists on average have 5 children. Private trains, jets, you name it, that is all coming up. Gold is at $1,601 and 5 cents. We also have silver well above $40 an ounce as the dollar continues and other currencies to be devalued. That's coming up. But I've got to cover this breaking. A week ago, I got calls at the office. I'm going to be honest. A lot of times I get these calls, and another town's under martial law. Another town has checkpoints, even during the day. Another town, I've seen towns in Illinois where they come into your house. And it's been in newspapers, but the newspapers write it, like it's a good thing. And, the Johnsons woke up to police code enforcers at 6 a.m. standing above their bed, checking to see if they had more than 2 toothbrushes. 3 toothbrushes would result in a fine, meaning more people secretly live there under code enforcement. I mean, I've seen this. I mean, this stuff goes on. And Americans bend over and take it, so it gets even worse. Well, you've seen Quartzsite where they say there's no free speech and arrest people during citizens' communication for no reason and fire the mayor when he says it's wrong, even though the city council can't. Arkansas town seeks to ban free speech, formation of groups, including bird watching, Second Amendment, any group they want. You've got to get permission if you even want to form a group to run somebody against them for counsel. This is directly out of North Korea. And I imagine federal courts will rule it's wonderful. Let's play part of this clip and then go to our guest. Here it is.
An ordinance in a small Arkansas town is getting national attention. It's a story you saw first on Fox 16. The ordinance forbids groups to meet without city council approval. And although it's aimed at one citizens group in particular, it encompasses anyone mentioning city business in a conversation. Fox 16's Katherine Johnson talked with an attorney about this, and she joins us now live to tell us what this attorney had to say about it.
Well, it's interesting. The Gould City Council still believes that these ordinances actually carry some weight, and there's a very good reason for them. But when I spoke to the law school dean at UALR, he said they would only bring embarrassment to the natural state.
I couldn't believe that it was real when I first read it.
Disbelief is a common first reaction to Gould's latest city ordinances.
Well, the truth is, the city of Gould doesn't have the authority to tell anyone that they have no right to petition them, and no right to speak, and no right to exist in their city.
But that is just what the ordinances do, disbanding a citizens group, forbidding the mayor from meeting with people, and stopping any groups from forming if members discuss the city without council approval.
So the fact is, if it's aimed at this group, it also extends to you talking to your mother, or a church group, or any other group.
That's enough. That's enough. You know, I shouldn't laugh. You can watch the rest of the newscast at Infowars.com, Fox 16. And at least Fox said this was wrong. I saw newscasts during the Obama campaign in Missouri, Illinois, and other states. We played them, and I got clips of it in Obama Deception, Fall of the Republic, where they said, if you criticize Obama, the police are going to arrest you. And they cut to the district attorney, and they said, yes, we will decide if something's truthful. If you say he's not a Christian, we will arrest you. Well, whether that's true or not, it's your right to say it. The point is, this is a power grab. And, you know, cops can't stick their hands down your pants without a warrant, but TSA says they can. Every hospital has to have radiology test before they can run x-rays. But TSA says they're exempt. They have no law. They just say, we have guns. We rule. I mean, Hitler didn't have the law behind him. He just did it. And it's time for folks to realize this country has political, spiritual, psychological, economic cancer. Now, I wanted to get into eugenics from the perspective of what's being done to black Americans. I've talked to NAACP people. I have talked to, quote, liberal black activists. And they say, I don't want to discuss black abortion because it's a sacrament for them. And I say, so if cops beat up a black gangbanger, that's a big freak out. Everybody weeps and wails and gnashes their teeth. But if 51 to 52% of blacks were never born in this country, oh, that's a wonderful, great thing. Okay. And you need to know the history of Margaret Sanger and the liberal movement. They said, we'll pose as liberals in public letters so we can kill these weeds. Those are quotes. Get rid of these weeds. Now, you need to expand on that. And we're going to our guest here. We have a whole article up on it today at prisonplanet.com. But here it is. Beckham's a bad example for families. That's the big football star, soccer star. And the very groups lecturing them saying there should be a law against having more than 2 children. They're the ones that have 5 children or more, like Ted Turner. So we'll be talking more about that. This is a larger agenda. That's what the bisphenol A and the plastics is about. We have the government documents on that. We're going to be going over all of it today. But I take you now to Mark Crutcher, who I appreciate holding while I was ranting. And he's a pro-life movement, full-time, well-known national spokesman, LDI.org, lifedynamics.com. And he's got a syndicated radio show. He's on in Dallas, makes documentary films. I'm not going to belabor his long bio. But the point is that if you don't like government-run health care, they say you're a racist. Chris Matthews says that, and Carlos Watson, nothing to do with it. They play the race card. The truth is, at the end of the day, if you hang out with real mainline establishment liberals, they're really control-freak Nazis who will giggle and laugh at you and admit they hate black people. I don't know if that's what Matthews thinks personally or Watson, but the people I've run into, including some black folks, think we need to kill blacks. I mean, this is a sacrament. And Mr. Crutcher, do you agree with that analysis?
Absolutely. They see abortion. Well, first off, you have to back up a little bit. These eugenicists, who most people think don't exist anymore, but they actually do. You know, it's kind of like, from a spiritual standpoint, I've always said that one of the greatest tricks that was ever played by Satan is that he convinced people he doesn't exist. That gives him free reign to do whatever he wants to do. Eugenicists are in the same situation. These eugenicists have convinced people that eugenics is something that died with the Nazis, when in reality it's more prevalent today than it's ever been. And these people are what I call the moneyed elite. The Ted Turners, the Bill and Melinda Gateses, the George Soros, Warren Buffett, T. Boone Pickens. These people believe that the world belongs to them and that the rest of us are just kind of interlopers who they can decide to let stay or not let stay.
Oprah Winfrey, it's been in mainstream news that they, quote, meet secretly to discuss a, quote, global government to forcibly reduce population. That's Times of London. We'll put that up.
Absolutely. They believe that they have the right to sit down in a room somewhere with their fellow travelers and decide not only which individuals get to live and die, but which entire races of people are allowed to live and which ones will be forced to die. And it is a frightening world that we live in because the American people have become anesthetized to all this stuff, and they're more concerned about who's going to play in the Super Bowl next year than they are any of these kind of issues.